Downtown Los Angeles has an old hotel that has attracted strange stories for decades. The name is Cecil Hotel. The hotel opened in the 1920s and was once considered luxurious. But over time, the area around it turned into a place where homeless people, criminals, and people who tried to escape from their past lived. There were many mysterious deaths in this hotel. But one story scared the whole world. The story of a girl who stepped into an elevator and never came back. Her name was Elisa Lam. In January 2013, a 21-year-old student from Vancouver went on a trip to the United States. She loved to take pictures, wrote a blog, and often traveled alone. Her friend said that she was inquisitive, a little bizarre, but a very kind person. When she came to Los Angeles, she needed an inexpensive place to stay. That's why she booked a room in Cecil Hotel. At first glance, the hotel seemed ordinary. Old corridors, dark carpets, long rows of identical doors. But some guests said that strange sounds could be heard here at night. Steps, whisper, and sometimes there is a knock on the door when there is no one behind it. At first, everything was fine. Elisa Lam sent photos to friends and wrote in a blog. She walked around the city, bought books and souvenirs. But a few days later, strange things began. Her roommates complained about her behavior. She sometimes talked to herself. And sometimes I woke up in the middle of the night and looked into the dark corner of the room. She once said, "There's someone here." But when the girls looked, there was no one there. Because of this, the hotel administration moved her to another room. Separate. January 31st, 2013. Elisa Lam was last seen alive. She returned to the hotel late in the evening. Surveillance cameras recorded her entering the elevator. This video will later become one of the most eerie recordings on the internet. When the police checked the cameras, they found a strange recording. The video shows an elevator. The door opens. Enters the cabin. Elisa Lam. At first, she behaves normally. But then, something is changing. She presses a few buttons. Almost everyone. But the door doesn't close. She looks nervous. The girl looks out of the elevator, as if she is checking to see if someone is standing in a hallway. Then he quickly hides back. It's like running away from someone. But the corridor is empty. A few seconds later, she gets out of the elevator again. And he begins to speak. Her lips are moving. She gestures with her hands. It's like a man standing in front of her. But the camera shows there is no one there. Her movements become stranger. She makes wide gestures with her hands. Fingers move unnaturally. Then she goes into the corridor. He disappears from the frame. The elevator is open for a few more seconds. And then, the door closes slowly. It was the last time she was seen alive. In a few days, Elisa Lam stopped communicating. Her parents were worried. The police began the search. Officers checked the entire hotel. Rooms, corridors, roof. But nothing was found. It's like she just disappeared. 2 weeks later, the hotel residents began to complain. The water in the taps became strange, dark, and it had an unpleasant smell. Some people said it had a strange taste. The hotel staff decided to check the water tanks on the roof. Cecil Hotel was almost always closed to guests. To get there, you had to go through the service door and climb the fire escape. When the worker opened one of the large metal tanks, he saw something in the water. Something dark. Something that floated. When he looked, he was horrified. There was a man there. A body was found in the tank. It was Elisa Lam. She was without clothes. Her things were lying nearby in the water. But the worst thing was different. The tank cover was closed. And the tank itself was almost 3 meters high. It was very difficult to get there. After that, the story became a world sensation. People began to analyze the video from the elevator. I noticed strange things. The elevator didn't move while she was inside. The door remained open, as if someone was holding a button. But no one can be seen in the video. There are dozens of theories. Some said that Elisa Lam was persecuted, and she was hiding from someone in the elevator. Others thought she had seen something that the camera couldn't show. Others were talking about something even darker. What in Cecil Hotel? There is something that sometimes appears. Over the years of existence. Cecil Hotel. It was the scene of many tragedies. Some people committed suicide. Some disappeared. Some never left the hotel. And even serial killers once lived here. Because of this, the place gained a reputation for being cursed. When the police studied the video from the elevator, they noticed one more thing. The record has been edited. A few seconds were cut. No one explained why. Officially death. Elisa Lam. It was called an accident. But many people didn't believe it. Because there are still questions. How did she get to the roof? How did she open the heavy lid of the tank? And most importantly, who was she talking to in the elevator? Videos from the elevator can still be found on the internet. Millions of people watched it. Almost everyone says the same thing. When you look at this recording, there is a feeling that there is someone else in the frame. Someone the camera can't show. The hotel staff sometimes tells a story. Late at night, the elevator sometimes stops on one floor. The door opens, but there is no one there. Sometimes the security camera captures a strange shadow, which appears at the door for a second, and then it disappears. Guests say that a soft whisper is sometimes heard in the elevator, a barely audible voice. It's like someone is talking from a dark corner. And if you listen carefully, sometimes you can hear the words, "Wait." History. Elisa Lam. It is still one of the biggest mysteries of the internet. One short video. One elevator. And one girl who acts like she sees someone, which no one else can see. And the worst question is still unanswered. When the elevator door opened that evening, was she there? Really alone?